Previously, Mars was believed to be a planet without any geological activity. Its smaller size and faster loss of internal heat suggested that it had a less active core. However, the planet has evidence of past volcanic eruptions and geological movements. One notable example is the largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, which can be observed from Earth with a basic telescope. However, volcanic eruptions ceased on Mars a considerable time ago, causing its interior to cool and solidify, which ultimately weakened its magnetic field. The planet's atmosphere was then stripped away by the solar wind, and the water that remained froze. Nevertheless, Mars has displayed signs of increased activity in recent times. Astronomers discovered these changes after scrutinizing numerous images of the planet's equatorial region. Between 2006 and 2020, the NASA Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter captured images, which were taken from an altitude of 300 kilometers above the planet's surface using a high-resolution camera. These images enable the detection of individual objects up to 1 meter in size. After conducting the study, numerous landslides and debris flows were discovered on the slopes of Martian volcanoes. After conducting research, scientists have found over 4,500 imprints of rocks that have left distinct patterns resembling Christmas trees. This phenomenon typically occurs following a powerful earthquake. The most extensive of these marks is over 2.4 kilometers in length, and overall, these traces extend for approximately 900 kilometers. Approximately one-third of the marks were not detectable in images prior to 2006, suggesting that they formed subsequently. The size of the boulders indicates that only exceptionally forceful subterranean vibrations could displace them. Nevertheless, no such vibrations were previously detected on Mars until recently. So what was the determining factor that helped scientists realize that Mars became active? What caused the samples collected from a single crater to almost converge? And how will one of the most noxious gases on Earth become a vital resource for individuals colonizing Mars? Since 2018, the InSight spacecraft has been utilizing the seismic experiment for interior structure to track earthquakes. The device has detected over 1,300 tremors, which is relatively insignificant compared to Earth. Seismometers on our planet record between 500,000 to 1 million earthquakes annually. Furthermore, the majority of vibrations on Mars are exceedingly feeble, registering at 3 or lower on the magnitude scale. In August 2021, the most potent tremor, measuring 4.2 on the magnitude scale, was recorded on Mars. Then, in May 2022, the planet experienced a magnitude 5 quake, equivalent to a moderately powerful earthquake on Earth. Such an event could potentially shatter windows in houses and cause minor damage to infrastructure, although it was a considerable occurrence for Mars. Earthquakes on our planet are typically more intense and arise from the movement of tectonic plates or volcanic eruptions. Although Mars is not highly active, the occurrence of 5-point tremors implies that tectonic activity in the planet's depths has not ceased. Movements and bursts of magma persist. When magma ascends, it causes deformation of a solitary lithospheric plate on Mars, which produces Mars quakes. However, can the geological activity on Mars aid in solving the mystery of its habitability? We are aware that this planet is an exceedingly severe and unwelcoming environment, characterized by extreme cold, high radiation levels, and an absence of liquid water. Additionally, no creatures such as elephants, tigers, or even mice exist on its surface, as they would be incapable of surviving under such conditions. While we might be able to spot some of these creatures with telescopes or rovers, microscopic organisms would be undetectable. Microorganisms can endure harsh environments on Earth with the assistance of these tools. Therefore, there is a likelihood that they could exist on Mars, particularly in its warmer depths, where fatal radiation is absent. Furthermore, the discovery of subsurface lakes on Mars is a thrilling revelation as it implies the possibility of liquid water, which is a crucial element for life as we understand it. In 2018, a discovery was made by radar instruments on the Mars Express spacecraft orbiting the planet, which detected a substantial underground lake on the southern pole, as well as 3 smaller bodies of water situated in the same vicinity. The combined surface area of these lakes is over 75,000 square kilometers. The location of this discovery is in the Planum Austral, a large area covered in ice. Recently, in 2022, instruments on the ExoMars orbiter have shown that there are additional large reserves of frozen or liquid water in the canyons of the Valles Marineris region. These hidden water reserves are situated in a system of canyons that stretches along the equator of Mars. The water present in these canyons spans an area comparable to that of the Netherlands and is located very close to the planet's surface, within the top 3 feet of soil. On Earth, subglacial lakes in Antarctica with similar characteristics have been found to house microbes, fish, and other organisms. It is possible that similar microorganisms could exist in the Martian subglacial lakes. Although a small amount of heat is retained beneath the planet's surface, it may not be sufficient to melt the ice. Consequently, the lakes may be frozen, potentially due to a high concentration of salt. If the salt concentration is 20 times or more than that of Earth's oceans, even microorganisms may not be able to survive. Scientists are conducting research to understand the composition of water in the underground lakes on Mars and searching for evidence of life in dried-up surface water bodies. Mars used to have a warmer climate, an atmosphere with many lakes and rivers present. These bodies of water could have supported diverse forms of life, but so far no definitive evidence has been found. In September of 2022, a significant discovery was made by the Perseverance rover as it found organic molecules near ancient water sources. Although this isn't the first time that organic matter has been found on Mars by rovers, the significance of this discovery lies in the location where it was found, at a place where ancient rivers and lakes merged, making it particularly favorable for supporting life. The Jezero crater, with a diameter of 45 kilometers, is the location of the latest discovery made by the Perseverance rover. The delta within the crater was formed about 3.5 billion years ago and has been accumulating sand, dirt, and salts over time. Perseverance has succeeded in extracting the largest amount of Martian organic molecules from this mixture to date. Sedimentary rocks like these on Earth often contain fossils of ancient organisms. Perseverance, which is equipped to identify organic and chemical substances, scanned molecules from the Jezero crater and detected hydrogen atoms linked to carbon atoms, which is crucial for life and may indicate biological activity. It's noteworthy that the organic molecules are intertwined with sulfates in the sediment of the Jezero crater, and on Earth, sulfate deposits often preserve organic matter and contain signs of life. Nonetheless, it's possible that the molecules found in the Jezero crater were created through natural means. Scientists will have a better understanding of their origin once samples are returned to Earth, a goal that NASA plans to achieve in future missions. In the meantime, scientists have found additional clues suggesting the potential for life on Mars. The Curiosity rover recently detected a significantly elevated level of methane on the planet, measuring at 21 parts per billion by volume. What implications does this have? Higher concentrations of methane are present in Earth's atmosphere, which is formed due to emissions of living organisms. Researchers are planning to investigate whether the gas on Mars is also associated with the activity of potential inhabitants. If the methane had formed a long time ago, it would have already broken down into its component elements. The interaction between rock and water is another possible source of the gas. Additionally, scientists are exploring the potential of carbon dioxide on Mars, which is considered harmful on Earth but could be valuable on the red planet. As part of this effort, the MOXIE device, roughly the size of a toaster, was sent on the Perseverance mission to investigate the possibility of converting carbon dioxide into oxygen. The device's components were 3D printed using a heat-resistant nickel-based alloy. Additionally, the device features a lightweight aerogel for heat retention, as well as a thin layer of gold on the exterior that reflects infrared radiation. As a result, this remarkable device can endure temperatures of up to 800 degrees Celsius, which is the temperature at which gas conversion takes place. In a recent development, MOXIE has successfully generated pure oxygen from CO2. The device operates by extracting oxygen atoms from CO2 molecules, with the resulting byproduct of carbon monoxide being released into the atmosphere. It is designed to produce a maximum of 10 grams of oxygen per hour, but during the initial test, after an hour of operation, it only produced about 5.4 grams of oxygen. This amount would be sufficient to enable an astronaut to breathe for approximately 10 minutes. The device's value lies in its ability to utilize virtually unlimited raw materials, given that the atmosphere of Mars is composed of 96% carbon dioxide. Additionally, MOXIE is able to process regolith, which is abundant on the planet's surface. Once processed, this soil can be used as fuel, breathable air, or combined with hydrogen to create water. NASA and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk are closely monitoring the latest scientific discoveries on Mars. As the head of SpaceX, he is actively preparing for future flights and has promised that we will see the first images of astronauts on Mars in 2029. The Starship spacecraft, which will carry humans to Mars, has already undergone testing with its 14 Raptor engines. In the meantime, NASA has also selected Starship as the first manned landing module for the Moon. In accordance with the plan, the Artemis 3 mission is expected to land astronauts on the Moon's surface by 2025 or 2027. Subsequently, NASA intends to utilize the Moon as a refueling base for the spacecraft that will transport human beings to Mars by 2040. However, colonizing Mars will entail settling in exceedingly harsh conditions, which is where the scientists' new discoveries will prove useful. According to experts, it's highly probable that the initial crew will touch down in the vicinity of the equator on the planet. The ideal spot for landing would be the Marinerus Canyon, which contains liquid water. As water is a crucial resource for drinking, agriculture, and daily life, it is imperative for the settlers to have access to it. Additionally, the settlers will require oxygen as the Martian atmosphere is made up of a hazardous blend of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon. Fortunately, MOXIE is making strides in addressing this challenge. Moreover, Elon Musk intends to refuel spacecraft on Mars, eliminating the need for intermediate stops on the return journey to Earth. To achieve this, he envisions constructing a manufacturing plant on the Red Planet that will convert water, ice, and atmospheric carbon dioxide into methane and liquid oxygen. In the event that researchers discover microorganisms within the subglacial lakes, it would represent a significant stride towards establishing a colony on Mars. The indigenous microorganisms on Mars will be ideally suited to thrive in the planet's extreme environment. By examining these organisms, scientists can gain valuable insights into developing strategies to safeguard against the diverse range of climatic hazards present on the Red Planet.